Hi guys, so welcome to my channel. I hope you are back. I want to ask that if you do frequently visit my channel and watch my videos, to be so kind as to subscribe. Just come on aboard and be a part of the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell, because the little bell notifies you when I post videos. And yeah, so let's get this together, and leave comments, positive comments, and like and share. It helps the video get circulated as well. So all those things help the channel. I want to start off by saying, if you haven't been to my channel before and you don't know how my readings work, I do a general spread, a love spread, and a finance spread. This is a little bit different. We're going to do a kind of a healing spread. I'm going to call this a healing spread. So this is just to give you some positive healing advice to move forward with whatever stuck situation you're in. And this is so funny because that was the intention for the reading, and there is some stuck energy here. So we're going to get into it and talk about it. But like I said, normally in the description, you have timestamps for all the readings I do. I don't think I'm going to do different. This is just going to be this particular reading, so I don't need timestamps for this. Other than the introduction, I'll probably timestamp the introduction. But okay, yeah, so let's get into it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and come on back. So let's get into it. So there is definitely stuck energy here. And I think one of the biggest reasons people come to tarot is because they're stuck. And be quite honest with you. I mean, a lot of times people want to know how a future of a particular situation plays out because that situation is stuck. It's stuck in the mud, right? If you're stuck in the mud, in your car or snow, you want to know the quickest way to get out of it so you can get back on the road and get to your destination. So there's a destination that wants to be born, or you're desperate to bring about, and clearly that's not moving forward. So the first thing that I'm noticing about this spread is that it can pertain to anything. There's major arcana here. So major arcana is specific to any particular area in life. It just wherever the lesson of that major arcana comes up most easily, or most like this is so you think about the universe, you think about your life and your planned out course, and it's like the karmic lessons that you're meant to learn in this life, whatever those karmic lessons are. You have a handful of karmic lessons, and there are points in your life where the opportunity to learn those lessons present themselves, and the universe like lights up and it's like, okay, this is the opportunity. And so they present that lesson to you in that form, in that particular situation in your life. It could be love, it could be money, it could be friends, it could be finance, it could be abuse, it could be childhood trauma, it could be experience, however it goes, right? And so this lesson for you is going to be a little bit harder to pinpoint because it's a collective, so it's going to be different for different people. So I'm going to tell you what is keeping the situation stuck, and I'm going to tell you what you're supposed to learn from it in order to get you to the goal of this particular situation, or past it so you can get to the goal that you're meant to get to. Because oftentimes we get stuck on things that we want, we want it, but it's not the best for us. Like if I am lactose intolerant, but that doesn't take away my urge to want ice cream. And yesterday I was thinking to myself, I want ice cream. I'm going to do everything in my power to get ice cream. And in the process of the time that I decided that I was going to do everything in my power to get the ice cream that I know is going to hurt my stomach and have me cramping and laid up in the bed, cuddled up in a fetal position, to the time it was time for me to actually go get the ice cream, a lot of thoughts came into my brain, a lot of thoughts and stop signs and reasons why I shouldn't do it. Now, if I had the opportunity to get the ice cream as soon as intrusive thought popped into my head, let me go get the ice cream, I probably would have ate it before in that time frame that it took me to think about all those reasons why I shouldn't. And until I was able actually to go get the ice cream. And so that's like what I'm seeing here. It's like these roadblocks that are being set up for you to think about the thing that you are convinced that you want before you actually can get to that point. And it either ruins your life or makes your life great. We'll figure it out, okay? So yes, there is some stuck energy here. You got the Six of Swords in reverse, Lovers in reverse, and the World in reverse, right? And there are things that you're doing to kind of manipulate a situation. And by manipulate, it's not in a bad way. It is, I need to change this. I need to move this. I need to change this date here. I need to move this time around here in order to go get the thing that you want. So if you see the way the spread is going, you got a Two of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. The spread is going, I'm moving some things around to take action to get to the thing that I want. Now, the thing that you'll want is coming up as a six of swords in reverse and the lovers, and it means you will not let go. I won't let go of this thing that I want until I accomplish my goal. Now, I think I'm gonna put some more tarot to kind of figure it out, but usually when I try to figure out blockages and things like that, because obviously those are more, even if you don't believe in like the 5D and spiritual stuff, because reasons behind things, right, is why scientists, study the universe. It's like, well, I want to know why. I know we see the sky as blue, we know atmosphere, well, even before we knew what atmosphere was, we can look up and see the things that you can see and visualize and experience are the surface level stuff, right? It's like we see the ocean, we know there are animals in it, we see the sky, we know it's blue, we see trees, we breathe, we don't know why we breathe, we don't know why the sky is blue, we don't know what's underneath the ocean. So it's about digging deeper to find answers, right? And so yes, you want this thing, you want the thing, that's the surface level thing, and I'm going to do everything I need to do to get the thing, but you really probably aren't understanding the brain mechanism or the psychological or the emotional reasons behind why this, whatever it is that you're pursuing that you want, is so important to you that you feel like you will move mountains in order to get it. So the Lover's card is coming up, and I'm here to tell you that the reason that you feel so intensely passionate about this thing that you're chasing after, you believe it is your 10 of Cups. You believe it is the thing that gives you endorphins. So whatever it is that you're attracted to in life, it doesn't matter what it is. It's money, clothes, shoes. Like, I'm the type of person who's really into shoes. And I don't know why I'm really into shoes, because I don't really particularly like dressing up anymore in my life. I'm at that age where if you catch me in some heels, it better be to bury me in, right? Because I'm not wearing heels anywhere, but I'm still visually very attracted to very pretty high heels, even though I don't wear high heels. It's just something in my brain mechanism that is the thing that I'm attracted to, right? And so whatever thing that is that you are chemically attracted to, whenever you think of that thing or see that thing, and your endorphins in your brain go off and start firing, that's the thing that's coming up as this 10 of Cups in this Lovers. And so the karmic lesson here, and it's a karmic lesson. I have all major arcanas are karmic lessons, but I have a tendency to believe. Now, this is what I believe. I'm going to pull cards, like I said, to figure out further. I have a tendency to believe that when the major arcana come up in the reverse, they're karmic lessons that we're supposed to learn from. They're karmic lessons that we're not supposed to engage with. That's my personal belief, okay? That's just how I see it. Now, when they come up in the upright, they're karmic lessons that we're meant to engage with, because they're going to have a positive, lasting effect on us. As far as, it's like going to university and learning about a subject. Even if you don't engage with that subject, like I took a lot of electives in university. I didn't go into those career fields, but I learned a little bit of something about individual fields, and that's what university is supposed to do. It's supposed to open your mind to different topics and give you a little bit of knowledge about a lot of different things. And you might not go into that field, you might not make money in it, but you can have a conversation about surface level information that you know about it, as opposed to being misinformed about it, not deep, but surface level. And so that's kind of what major arcana life lessons are about, is to give you the knowledge that you need to propel you forward towards the thing that you're meant to go. But it's going to be a positive, lasting effect. It's not going to be a negative karmic. You're not going to envelop karmic debt from it. When the major arcana come up in reverse for me when I'm doing readings for other people, it's karmic debt there. It's the universe telling you this is not your lesson to be learned in this lifetime. I understand that you are attracted to this. I'm telling you, this is not for you in this lifetime. This is not for you. And there are a lot of reasons and pitfalls of why it's not for you. Like for me, if we go back to the or lactose intolerance, I don't know why I'm lactose intolerant. Yes, some enzymes and stuff like that. That's the spiritual in-depth tarot reading when you go to the doctor and they tell you, hey, this is why people are lactose intolerant. But even before we did that, even before I really, if you go on Google and you see what enzymes are missing that makes people lactose intolerant, why they can't, process lactose and things like that. Before you even knew that, before that was even, you knew that milk and ice cream and dairy made your stomach hurt. You thought maybe it was psychological, like whose stomach hurt because they eat dairy. But this is before people knew a lot about lactose intolerance, right? Or maybe you didn't know about it. And you're like, that's stupid. And the stomach doesn't hurt when I eat dairy. But over time, you keep eating and something is off, something is wrong. And that's like, let's take, for instance, a romantic relationship. that you want this person, but the relationship is off. Something is wrong. And you keep hearing throughout your entire life that love is not easy. Love is hard. Love is meant to be fought for. Love, you have to put the work in. And so the way your brain is processing it is that this relationship is hard and it doesn't feel right. But everything that I've heard about love makes me feel like, no, I just need to keep going. And so what the universe does is they come in and they say, no, what you've learned is incorrect. You've been misinformed. We're going to send you to university. You're going to get the proper surface level information, right? Even though you're not meant to go this career path, you're going to get the proper surface level information about what love truly is. We're going to give you that information, and then you're going to learn from it. And so that you know that this relationship that you're chasing is not meant for you. Because right now you're engaging in something where you're misinformed. You're misinformed about the nature of this thing. Just like with going back to the lactose intolerant, I was misinformed about that even existing. And so I thought it was in my head that it was hurting me that I was eating dairy. And then when I finally decided to go and pursue the proper knowledge, not the misinformation that's coming from myself, thinking that I know everything, right? Based on what other people don't have issues. Who has issues eating dairy? People telling me, oh, it's all in your head. Oh, you're fine. Misinformation, right? I went to seek the proper information and found out from a doctor, like, no, in fact, there is a thing called lactose intolerant. There is a reason dairy makes you feel bad. There is enzymes in your body. There is a biological reason why you can't process this stuff and why it hurts you. And you see the difference between misinformation and what we've been taught by people who are also misinformed, and that misinformation being passed down generation through generation, as opposed to proper information being sought out and understood. And now all of a sudden I understand that, oh no, this is a real thing. That means I have to stay away from dairy. And so that's no different than whatever you're going through, is you've been misinformed about this thing that you think, or it does make you happy, but you've been misinformed about it. You've been misinformed about the nature of it. You've been misinformed about how it's supposed to make you feel and what type of work and effort and how it's supposed to affect you. And then when you go out to spirituality or divination or however you're doing right now, it would be watching a tarot reading, so it's divination, to understand, like, this isn't feeling right. Why is this so hard? Why do I have to do so much to get the thing that makes me so happy? And in turn, that thing makes me miserable. So you go and you seek that information, the proper information, the real information, and you find out that, in fact, maybe this was a karmic lesson for you that you were not supposed to engage with. You were supposed to learn about, understand it, and then move past it. Like, I understand that this is not what love is, regardless of what I grew up thinking. This person doesn't care about me. As much as I want to believe they care about me because they are my source of happiness, because oftentimes what happens, I'm just using love as an example, because when I started this reading, I told you it's hard to pinpoint what exactly this is about because it's different for different people. But love is usually a common denominator when people are chasing after things that make them happy, right? Love and money, right? So if it's about a career, you can take it as a career. Like, this career I know makes me happy, but for some reason this career isn't working out. I cannot get my foot in the door in this career, even after I've worked and put in applications. For whatever reason, this particular thing that I'm chasing, I can't get my foot in the door. I can't make it feel right. I can't balance it out. It's no balance here. It's either up, all the way up, or all the way down. It's no middle ground. It has me crying at night and happy when I think about it during the day. Miserable, I'm arguing with it, but at the same time, I love being around it. There's no balance, right? It's either completely up or completely down. It's no balance. And so for you, you have to understand, you have to get to the point where you understand that what you thought made you happy and what you feel, it's about what you feel, right? You feel it makes you happy. You have to understand that because that was the goal, is your happiness, your 10 of cups, everybody's goals is 10 cups, right? That if that 10 of cups comes at such a high level of compromise that it consistently makes you miserable and questioning and hurt and pain. Like, my happiness was my ice cream, but it came with so much extreme pain. And then I understood why. And then it was up to me as a mature, evolved, spiritual adult to understand that ice cream, dairy in this lifetime is not meant for me. There is nothing I could do about it. Now, obviously, they have like the lactose and lactate stuff, but that stuff is not popular for a reason. There's a reason you can go to the grocery store and dollar stores and not see a shelf of like lactate pills and lactate ice cream, because it was a reason that people lactose intolerant was just like, you know what, I'd rather just give it up. So it was my job to understand what was going on, and then once I understood it, to realize that it can't happen for me. It's not meant for me. Dairy is not meant to make me happy, even though it makes me happy. It's not meant to make me happy in this lifetime, and I need to understand it and move past it. And so that's what's really coming up here. Whatever this thing is that you're chasing, that you feel like you have to juggle, that you're up and down about, that you have to like you have to question your beliefs and what you've been taught and what is going on, and why am I going to tarot to figure this out? How come I can't figure it out? Why is this so difficult? You have to question whether this was something you were meant to engage with in life. It's not saying that it doesn't make you happy. It makes you feel happy. The idea of it, though, makes you feel happy, right? That's what oftentimes happens in life, is that we have an idea. It's the idea of a relationship, the idea of the man or the woman or the whoever you're in love with. But the reality of being with them is very different. And you keep telling yourself, as long as I can get to idea, like if I'm with them and it's really screwed up, I can just work really hard to get to the idea of them or of it, right? If I'm in a job that I absolutely hate on an everyday basis, but I know this was the career that I wanted, if I just work really hard and really hard and really hard, I'll get to the ideal. Eventually, the ideal is the top of the mountain, right? And then like how long of doing this everyday awful stuff in the thing that you love, do you finally realize that maybe this wasn't meant for me? Maybe it was not meant for me. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. And that's a really hard realization to come to, because there's very few things in life that really make us feel the 10 of cups. Very few things. Like everyday life, trudging through the mud, getting up, having to work, everybody has their issues. It's not even about working a 9-to-5 job. Even if you're rich or whatever, maybe your issue isn't money, or maybe it is. Maybe you gamble a lot. Maybe you have a lot of money, but do you have a gambling addiction or drug addiction or whatever? Everybody has their issues. Everybody has their issues. Everybody has their issues. It does not matter what walk of life, socioeconomic, class. You could be an alien living in utopia. You still something's going to be wrong, or causing you to feel distress in your life. That's everybody. So whatever it is for you, you have to come to the conclusion or the realization. And it is hard to kind of figure out, because it's like, why me? Like, why can't I eat dairy? Why is it not meant for me to eat dairy in this lifetime? Maybe next lifetime I'll be able to eat dairy, but there'll be something else, right? And that's probably why people come to divination, to kind of figure out the whys. But at the end of the day, regardless, without even pulling more cards, I'm looking at this spread and I'm telling you that I believe, and I'm gonna, like I said, pull more cards, that now I can pull some oracle cards and come out completely wrong, but this is what I'm getting at. I believe that this was a lesson that you are meant to learn from, but not engage with. So that's what I'm saying. Learn from, but not engage with. What's the Lovers in reverse? All right, here we go. I'll make sure because I can flip the card where it wasn't meant to. Yeah, the Ace of, so never mind. I am not going to pull any more cards. Usually I get my messages pretty quick and pretty simple. But the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse on top of the Lovers in reverse. And the reason why I was hesitant, because I was about to flip it this way, which would have in turn made it not a reverse card. So I was like, wait a minute, no, don't do that. Flip it the way that it came out. You got the Lovers in the reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. And it was meant to be a missed opportunity in your life. Now, that is the outcome for this situation. The thing that you feel like there are all these roadblocks. It's so difficult. You're trying to get to. And then, I mean, honestly, I guess I could have figured that out with the World card coming up in the reverse, right? Let me clarification on the World card in reverse. The Six of Pentacles. It's not giving. It's not giving to you. Whatever this is, it's not giving back. And you're lacking inspiration. You're getting to the point where you're lacking inspiration. The Six of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles. Like I said, you put all this work into it and you're waiting for the results, and you're not getting any of the results. And it's leaving you confused as to why you're not getting any of the results after putting in all this hard work. all the hard work, all the effort, and nothing is coming back to you. Because it wasn't meant to be for you with this thing. You were meant to learn from it, but you weren't meant to engage with it. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know how much you guys... Okay, I'm going to... Because there's a lot of shuffling, because I'm about to pick a lot of oracle cards, because I'm going to get to the bottom of why you weren't meant to engage with it, because I think that brings a little bit more answers than just, you know, you weren't meant to have this in your life. You weren't meant to engage in this thing that the idea of it makes you happy, right? So I'm going to pull some oracles. So let's get to the shuffling, and then I'll get to the reading. Okay, so that took me a minute. I should actually pull more cards, because when it comes to like oracles and I'm looking for like deep understanding about a thing, I really want to get into it. So I have to pull, and if I'm not understanding something, me and Spirit, we talking, and I'm telling Spirit, like, look, give me the answer. We're not about to be vague. We are not about to be, if I want the answer, I want the answer. And Spirit knows this about me. They've been working with me for a long time. So they already, so I can come off a bit rude. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't. I'm like, what's the answer? I get very frustrated when I'm not getting the answer that I want. Specifically, if I'm telling myself that I have this connection to Spirit and I believe it. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I don't believe in a sane asylum. So you need to prove to me right now that I'm not crazy. So sorry, that's the mental process I go through when I'm trying to figure out something esoterically. So I'm actually going to start from the top down and go the way that because the message is very clear. And I'm sorry if, like, I do give very blunt answers when there is a black or white situation. I feel like the answer when you come to esoteric things and divination is always black or white. Now, the situation might be very gray, and that might need a lot of explaining. But if you're trying to get to an answer, the answer is going to be black or white. And so I'm going to give you the answer, black or white, and then I'm going to give you the reason. So I gave you the answer, you know, with the tarot, that whole long diatribe about the fact that this isn't, it's a lesson that you're supposed to learn, because you just need the information. Like I said, the best way I can describe it is going to university and taking all the electives. You know, they have nothing to do with your major and the thing that you're going to be an expert in or have extensive knowledge in. But the purpose of university is to open your mind so that you are somewhat knowledgeable about a lot of different things. So you can have a conversation. So you're not believing everything that some weirdo, you know, puts on a website on the internet or a chat room, and you're like, no, that's true because someone said it with conviction, and you're like, that actually isn't true, and this is how I know it's not true. So that's the purpose of this. So you're meant to learn, like if it was love, because I had a lot of love stuff come up. So I'm particularly be talking about that because I did have a lot of love stuff, but you also have a lot of money stuff here as well. So you just take it as it resonates for you. But I am going to be particularly talking about towards love in this. But you're not meant to engage with this person. You are not, but it's meant to teach you some things about what love is and yourself that sets you up for what's about to come in the future. But you are not meant to engage with this person this lifetime. I'm here to tell you, you are not. Okay. So the cards that came out with the thing, I was like, okay, well, I got pretty much the story. I know what the story is, but a lot of the why still was kind of eluding me. And so I'm going to start with these cards, actually, because I think these cards, this was the last cards that I pulled. And when I was pulling cards, when I get to these cards, it's like, for me, it is the base level of everything that's going on is what's the advice for this person, because this situation is not meant for them. It's not. And I'm going to be very blunt with you. It's not. But let's tell them why. So what's the advice here? Let's clean it up. Let's not leave people, you know, like, what's the advice? So big happy changes is the advice. So the outcome for all of this is big happy changes. And Spirit did give me that, because that's the advice, right? And it was like big happy, like that's no better way. Like, okay, this situation didn't work out. Okay, it made me miserable for the time. It made me miserable, but just know that there's something huge and positive, and that is meant for you, that's coming to your life, that's going to give you the 10 of Cups, but without all of the strain and negativity associated with it, because it's meant for you. Not saying you don't have to work for it. when something's meant for you in this lifetime, that's not saying you don't have to work for it. It's not going to be hard work, but it's not going to be negative effects of the hard work. And I said that before. When it's not meant for you, it leaves, and you engage in it, it's a karmic debt that leaves negative effects on your life that affect you down the line. It's like childhood trauma or abuse. That is very negative. You are never meant to engage with that in this lifetime. It is negative. But when it's a positive karmic lesson, it comes to your life, you learn from it, and it has positive effect. It's like you don't carry the scars with you. You carry the memories and the lesson, but you don't carry the scars. And what Spirit was telling you, there are scars associated with this karmic debt. It's a lesson, but it's a karmic debt. It's scars associated with it. It's not going to be a positive lesson for you when you come out of it. You're not meant to engage with it. You're meant to learn about it from a distance. Like, again, being in a lecture hall in the university, I'm in the seat. The professor, the teacher is in front of me. I'm not up there in the professor's face engaged with the professor. I'm here taking notes about what they're talking about. And that's how I'm supposed to learn in this situation, to stand back and take notes. See this person, the situation for what it is. Take the notes and realize, actually, you know what? I don't like the way you make me feel when I do this or that. I don't like the exchange rate when I do this and that. Like, I give this, but you give this back, and I don't think that's fair. And so it's about noticing and learning and taking notes and then saying, you know what, this isn't for me. Like, this job is not for me. I worked this job for like a month, and I don't think I'm a good fit for you, and I don't think you're a good fit for me. There's no point in me staying here for the next 15, 20 years of my life, busting my butt, never getting to where I want to be in the company, and then feeling lost and confused and like I wasted time and unappreciated, and being a disgruntled worker who wants to come and, you know, do some disgruntled things to the employees. Why put myself through that within the first month if I just stood back and watched and observed and understood that this isn't for me? Even though the goal, the idea when I came in here, this was the career field that I wanted. Finally got the interview, finally got the job, get in here and then look at it for what it is and not for what you want it to be, and realize that this isn't for you. So why torture yourself trying to make it for you because of an ideal that you have about it? And so the outcome is a big happy change. It's something that will be for you. Not saying it won't be hard, but the hard work will be positive effects, lasting effects on your life that get you to the end goal, not negative. And then you got to reconsider card. Okay, so the thing is why I kept pulling cards even after big happy changes was like, because I'm still not understanding why my viewers can't have this thing, why this thing isn't for them. And what the cards that I got was reconsider. It's like, reconsider this, engaging with this. So reconsider engaging with it. And I was like, why? And it was like, well, tell them to meditate. Okay, but they come here for a tarot reading. So why? A year from now. So something a year from now is supposed to be big happy changes, but maybe you won't get why this thing or this person or situation is not meant for you. You're not going to physically see it. I'm going to tell you what's going on here, but you're not going to physically see it where it clicks like a light bulb in your head till a year from now. And I've had situations like that in my life where I thought I wanted somebody, and on the surface, everything looked so good. Like, and I could not understand. I mean, when I say it was some roadblocks and issues that the universe was throwing at me that didn't make any kind of sense, I'm like, why is it? It's like everything under the sun is coming to stop me and this person from being together. Why? It's not making any. I could write a book about it, but I'm not going to get into it because it's not about me. The point is, I'm trying to say is, it took almost a year and a half after I gave up, gave up, for me to realize that this boy was dating multiple people we work with. And they thought they won the prize. Then he was dating people outside of work and ended up getting some chick pregnant after he already had 3 babies. And all this was a secret. It was a secret. It was a secret from the females that he was dating at work, from each other. It was a secret that it was some girl that he got pregnant outside of work. I mean, all this stuff was going on. All this stuff, me trying with this person, or competing for this person. And then come to find out, all this came out in the wash once I let it go. I swear to you on everything, once my heart was set on being with this person, all of this stuff was hidden. He did such a good job of making sure it never came out. As soon as I let go in my heart and I was like, I don't even want this person anymore. Like, not telling myself I didn't want it, but literally feeling it in my heart. That's when all the stuff came out in the wash. And I was like, you was doing this for the whole past year and what the? Yep. And so that's how spirit works. It's look back, stand back, watch and look. But you might not get the physical evidence of it until after you completely let go in your heart. So it's a year from now before you probably get the answer. You need to look for signs. And that's what I'm saying, is signs. And it was signs that I saw. I'm like, I knew he was flirting with other girls at work. I knew he was probably dating some other, females at work. I told myself that no, it's not. No. That's what you're telling yourself. You were missing the signs because you wanted to miss the signs. And spirit wasn't going to allow you to figure it out, because females were detectives, right? Again, we got to figure stuff. We got to find it out. And Spirit's like, no, I'm not going to let you find out the truth. You're not going to find it out. You're just going to know that it's a bunch of roadblocks because you're not trusting what we're showing you. So we're not trusting what we're showing you. You're not letting go. So you're just going to be in misery, paranoid and upset and wondering for a year and a half until you let it go, because we're telling you to let it go. And then once I let it go, the physical proof of why it was not meant for me and this person came, because I wasn't going to put up with that. Other women would put up with it. I was not. And Spirit knew I was not the type of female to put up with it. So it was nothing good would have came out of that if I was to be with that person and all that stuff he had all that stuff going on in his life and I found out about it. I'd probably be in jail right now for murder. At that time in my life, I probably would be in jail right now for it. So Spirit just saved me. And I didn't know it. Abundance, you do have abundance coming in. But I kept asking, I'm like, okay, that's good for the future. That's good for them to know that they do have this coming in. But I want to know about the situation right now, because it's hard to believe in a future when you're stuck in a present where you can't get the thing that you want. It's like the abundance that I thought I wanted is here right now. So why aren't you giving me that? And so, it's great that I'm telling you abundance is coming. Big happy changes are coming in the future, probably a year from now, once you finally let this go. But let's figure out this, right? So I kept asking, figure out this. Don't take action on the situation. Came up in reverse. And then it's not going to be successful. And then choose a new direction. So Spirit is telling you, you have great things coming in that's meant for you in the future, but you have to understand that the thing that you're stuck on right now is not going to be successful. At the end of the day, it's not. All right, so let's go on to the next. You have short term come up in the reverse. And normally I don't read oracles in the reverse, but I think they're very telling. These oracles, money. So this person that you're dealing with, okay, this is, did I say you like money and love were coming up for me? The person that you are involved with right now, that you are, so I'm doing it both ways, love and money. The person that you are involved with right now, that you are so obsessed with being with, that you're willing to push mountains to get this done, is having money issues, first off, that they're not telling you about. Serious money. Their money is running out. They are on short reserve when it comes to their money. So I don't know how important somebody being financially stable is for you when it comes to relationships, but they're hiding that. They're not telling you. Their money is running very short. This person is an F-boy. That's the situation I just described for you about the guy that I was stuck on years ago. It was in my 20s, over 20 years ago. He was just philandering around with everything and everybody. You think this is your twin flame, they're a false twin flame. And when false twin flames come into your life, you do not have to engage with them. You do not. So people telling that you have to engage. No, you don't. You do not. This person is a false twin flame in the sense of, because I don't really believe in twin flames. You have to understand these cards were made how they were made, but I don't believe in that. But I do believe catalysts, people to come into your life, like I said, karmic debts, they come into your life that you're supposed to observe and not engage with. So this is somebody you're supposed to observe and not engage with. If you observe this person, you would see that they're very much a philanderer. And that's why you're so attracted to them. That's the flame, right? That's why so many people are attracted to them. And that's why they can't keep it in their pants. This is somebody probably between the ages of 25 and 35. And this is not your true love. They're not. Because it's not that you don't feel, and people get really confused when it comes to this, because it's the idea is that I feel it. So if I feel this way about that person, then it must be true. And if you ever taken a logic class, you know that's false premise. That's not true. Just because you feel something does not make it true. So yes, it's true that you feel this way about this person, but it's not true that this person is your true love. Okay, just because you feel it does not make it fact. All right, so then we have these two cards. And these two cards I actually do have to, it says trust and strategize and chess queen. I think this is you. And then you have assistance and control. Now these two I do have to, because I don't remember the textbook definitions, but they are very insightful. So I'm just going to read it real quick. I'm not going to make it too long, because I hate when I watch videos and people just read. Oh God, that's so annoying to me. But this is coming up. They're both coming up in the reverse, and these cards do get read in the reverse. So it says, when the chess queen arrives to challenge you, I told you nothing but challenges in this, it simply means that you are living too much in your head, planning, scheming, and strategizing what your future will look like and how and will it will unfold. Remember the saying, man plans, God laughs. Didn't we just go through this? That was this whole reading. You are working and maneuvering and switching things around and trying to do this and change times and make everything work for this situation that's not working for you. And I told you, it's like you're trying to make it work, and Spirit is trying to tell you it's not going to work. You cannot know the power and beauty that is meant for you until you let go and ask for divine guidance. You came here. You did step one. So that is the law of cause and effect apply here. Don't dictate what you want, as your wants may not be in your highest good. And ask instead for the miracle set aside for you and you alone. That told you that good fortune, that's coming into your life probably a year from now, once you learn this lesson, because you're right now at the start of it. I feel like it's going to take you about a year before you let this go in your heart and you have all that abundance coming in. Let me read that again. Ask instead for the miracle set aside for you and you alone. This person is not for you. This job is not for you. It's for everybody. It's like something when that's saying, throw them back to the street. They for the streets. They are not for you. No matter how much you feel about this person is not for you. They for everybody. Do you want somebody that's for everybody? Do you want a job that doesn't appreciate you, that treats you like everybody? It's not for you. What does Spirit want for you? Perhaps it's time to let go and turn your life over to the care of a higher power. You can never lose when Spirit plays the game of life on your behalf. Spirit is trying to help you, and you keep fighting. You keep fighting. Spirit is trying to help you. Okay, and the Horse King in the reverse as a challenger, it says, the Horse King wants you to know why you think you can do everything by yourself. Keeping control of everything around you is counterproductive and exhausting. You might lose an important opportunity if you insist on being stubborn. And I'm telling you, the opportunity you're going to lose if you insist on staying in this thing that you keep getting red flags about is whatever that abundance that's coming into your life. That's the thing you're going to lose. The Horse King is patient, however, and will wait for you to come to your senses and accept the help you need. You won't be able to reach your goal otherwise. Yet the Horse King says that all it takes is a decision to jump on his back and ask for help. I think you're doing that by watching this reading. Like, you're taking the steps to kind of figure out, okay, something's not right here. Like I did when I, realized that dairy wasn't for me. Like, something's not right. And what everybody is telling me, it doesn't sound right. So let me go to an expert. Allow yourself to be carried to your destination. Let go of control and amazing things can happen. Yeah, stop trying to control the situation. It's I don't know how many times I can tell you that it's not going to bring you what you want. What you think is going to bring you is not. Okay, and so I kept going, and so we're going to start off here. It's prosperity in reverse, where I kept telling you that the situation wasn't giving to you. It's not going to be prosperous. That means prosperous. You're not going to reap anything from this situation. Trust in reverse. You're not trusting Spirit. You're not trusting the red flags. Abundance in the reverse. This situation is not going to grow. It's not going to be abundant. You need to free yourself of the situation, and then a big transformation is going to happen in your life. Is that literally not, and this is not patting myself on the back. This is I need you to see. You saw me shuffle these cards, even though I sped it up. You saw me shuffle these cards and lay them out. There's no way for me to stack the deck. The tarot cards, the oracle card, there's no way for me to stack the deck. So if this reading is resonating with you, I explained it to you before I even pulled out the oracles, how the situation was from you wanting the thing, the idea of the thing is not matching the everyday reality of the thing. Spirit is trying to tell you to let go of this thing because it's not meant for you for various reasons. And then the oracle is just confirming that once you let go of this thing that's not giving to you, that's not prosperous, that's not abundant, once you free yourself of it, then the transformation is going to happen where it brings that abundance into your life. So, and then if it particularly does have to do with love or even whatever the situation, because this can be work as well, because oftentimes we associate our self-worth with work. I do. My whole goal was to go to school, get my master's, and, be the career-oriented, independent woman. And I got that. But I'm not lost on the fact that I attribute a lot of my self-worth on that. If a job values me, if I'm successful in the material 3D, I realize that. And so maybe that's some issues I have to work on, but I realize that, and so a lot of people do attribute their self-worth on work and income, right? And that's just how we are as humans. So if you are working a job where you get there and you thought this was your dream job, but they don't appreciate you, they're treating you just like, anybody that could have walked through the door. It's a big difference when you find a job that is like, we want your skill set. You have what we want. We are going to do everything and anything to keep you. We want you. Do you know how different that feels than a job where you have a degree and a million other people have that degrees, and you go in and it's like, well, you're just another person that had that degree, so we'll give it to you, but if you leave, you leave. Or they have a high turnover rate. You want to know why they have a high turnover rate? Because they don't appreciate any person that sat in that seat. And they did do anything to keep them. And you're tired of being in that position where somebody doesn't appreciate what you bring to the table. And that affects your self-worth. When jobs don't value you, it affects your self-worth. So this can very much be about a job. But it's about not falling into that trap again and taking that first month or so to observe, do they really appreciate the stuff that I'm bringing to them, my input, my desire for doing a good job? And if they don't, then back out of it before it's too late. If it's love, like, again, a love relationship where this person is not giving back to you, like, I give all of this and you give this little bit, you can't appreciate somebody in those situations. Like, think about it. Think about it. I really need people to understand the way you show up for people is not unique. I'm going to tell you, and there's a lot of people want to believe that the way they show up for people is unique. I'm going to tell you why it's not unique. Because the way that you show up for people when you really want them or you want a thing, the thing that you're willing to chase, if you desire that thing, is the way naturally that the human brain works, period. You're not unique that you're putting in so much work to obtain the thing that you desire. That is human nature. So if you walk into situations knowing that it's human nature to put in the work and show up for the things that we desire, when you run into a situation of whether it's a person or a job, friends or whoever that don't show up for you, then you know it's because they don't desire you. Stop making excuses and, oh, it's just me, it's how I, no, it's not. It's human nature to show up for the things we desire. And when that thing is not showing up for you, stop telling yourself it's just the way that I am. And I need to find somebody who's like me. Everybody is like you, sweetie. Everybody is. You're just running into people in situations that don't desire you. And when things don't desire you, it affects your self-respect. It bothers the way that you look at yourself. When something is not showing you love and the intimacy is not there, they're not opening up, they're not showing you love, you start thinking that is something wrong with you. It's not. All you need to understand that this situation, this person is not for you, and to find the thing that is for you. Stop making excuses for when things are not meant for you. Okay? And the last card was the Noxus card. And I do believe, I'm usually pretty good with these ones, actually. I do believe this is divine knowledge, but hold on, or divine timing. Give me one second. Okay, so I want you to read this. So, I'm not BSing you. It says mystic truth and innermost knowing. So I'll read a little bit of it, but it literally is the card that talks about what we're doing right now. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures and scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Noxus points to the deep and timeless wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of your senses. This says, those who are drawn to Noxus find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. It says contemplating mysteries, unsolvable questions. This card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. It's time to, in mystic truth. So it's time to reevaluate the situation. You are here. That's to say, you're doing the work because, you're doing the work. You're coming to, divination to kind of find the underlying truths of a situation that you can't necessarily know. People lie to you, so you can ask this person why they are the way they are, why the job doesn't appreciate you, but are they going to tell you the truth? So you are doing the work. It's about, so it's yeah, it says, once you experience it, you forever become a guardian of the Noxus. The eternal mystery is calling. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. So that's not a perfect way to wrap up a reading, right? I went backwards in how I shuffled the cards, and I ended with you finding out the truth. This is the mystic truth that you were looking for, and finally understanding and moving on from the situation. Hopefully that's what you do, because I don't know how this reading could have come together more perfectly. And so sometimes it's nice to give, thanks or grateful when I ask Spirit to show up for me. They do, and they do it on camera, because there's times where I've done readings, I'm like, oh, I'm just getting a blank. And every time that I ask Spirit to show up for me on camera, they have. And so this reading couldn't kind of have come together better had I, planned it out. But you saw it. You saw I didn't. So, it's about mystic truth. It's about the 5D. It's about understanding. Because, again, I don't necessarily gear my readings towards the 5D and spirit, because not everybody's spiritual, but some people do believe in tarot anyway. Or people are just curious about it. So I like to give the answers, but if there are people who are involved or interested in the esoteric nature of what divination has to offer, I could do that as well. And that's what this reading is about. It's about finding the underlying meaning of things spiritually that you don't necessarily have answers for in the 3D. Like, you can't just see, and you can see the red flags, but the underlying meaning, like, why doesn't Spirit want this to be a part of my life? Why is this not meant for me this lifetime? That stuff can, really, that you have to dig deep, and that's why divination is, that's why people are interested in it. So anyways, that is your reading. That's my little rant. That is the answer. Now, whether you believe it and act according to what is being told is up to you. I can't, obviously, I'm not here with you. I can't walk that road with you, but I can help walk the path with you. And if that resonated for you and you got something out of it, please don't, you know, be shy about liking, subscribing, leaving a positive comment. And again, I always hope my readings help, and I will see you next time.